Welcome back. Let's look at Greenskinz August winning lists. Look at this wonderful Dankhold or a Trogboss. Fantastic. Jar miniatures. But before we get started, if you're interested in supporting the channel, like Baron of Dice did, or like Wybarian did, please go check out Patreon. That's the best way to support the channel. I'm trying to get rich. No, I'm not trying to get rich. I'm trying to buy more plastic. That's what I'm really trying to do. All right, so I went through BCP and I pulled out all of the tournaments that had 30 or more players. And I sort of did a quick scan through the top 10 to see if there were any Orc or Goblin lists. I can't remember. I don't think any placed first from what I can remember, but there were lots in the top. So we're just going to see what kind of lists people are doing really well with. First one we got is the Dojo Open GT. This was at the beginning of August in SC. What state is that? SC, South Carolina in the United States. So from that list, we have a Gloomspike Gets list. We're going to see lots of Gloomspike Gets lists, by the way. It says, silly. I don't personally like named lists. I just want to see what it is. But it is a Trog Herd list. 2 drops. Oh, 2 drops, hey? Dank Manifestations. So the first we have Scragrot the Loon King. And then 2 reinforced units of Rock Guts. So this is the Scragrot is the general. So I mean, it doesn't say what honor guard ability they're using, but I would guess. I don't know actually. It's not going to be bodyguard because you don't want Scragrot to be in combat. Probably just priority target, right? +1 to hit, +1 to wound. That's probably what it is. Not a great choice though, but this it's going to be really hard to kill anything in this general's regiment, right? Scragrot can teleport himself if he really gets into a pinch, and Rock Guts are just hard to get rid of, right? And then in the first regiment we have Trug, the Troggoth King, with a Dankhold Trogboss, who of course can be added in without taking up a drop. And then Fellwater Troggoths, just a single unit of 3, and then another reinforced unit of Rock Guts. So this is 3 reinforced units of Rock Guts, a Dankhold, a Trogboss, and just some Fellwaters, it looks like, to round out the list. So again, this is just 2-drop, 18 Rock Guts, right? With Trug and Scrag. Very straightforward, very strong. These kind of lists are not going to survive the next round of point increases. Okay, so this is 6 units of Rock Guts. If Rock Guts go up by 10 points, 60 points have to get cut out of this list, right? And I have a feeling they're going to go up by more than 10 points. So, but we're going to see lots of lists like this with just like lots and lots of Rock Guts. Pretty straightforward list. You know, 2 drops means that you're going to get the chance to go first or probably second most of the time. So, very few armies have enough damage to punch through this many Rock Guts. It's a lot of wounds, especially, to be honest, like, if I'm running this many, like, not that there's any other sub-faction to take, really, if you're just going to spam a bunch of Rock Guts, right? But, yeah, very good, very strong. Not surprised that they did well. Here's a Cruel Boys lists. We are, of course, playing with the Light Finger, and I'm just going to double-check to make sure that I'm not mistaken, but from what I do remember that the Light Finger is our... where is it here? Where is it? Oh. Can't be any higher than that. Yeah, Iron Jaws, Cruel Boys. Right, battle formations. Yeah, Dead Sneaky, right? Light Finger is our Dead Sneak, where you can use the sneak more than once a turn, which turns out to be a reroll, which is fantastic. So we have a Kill Boss on Corpse Rip Avulcha with Slippery Scumbag. This is not our General's Regiment. And then we have 2 units of Monster Killers and a reinforced unit of Bolt Boys. Pretty standard so far. Then our General is a Swamp Call Shaman with Pockrot with the Swamp Staff with 6 Manscure Bolt Boys. So this player, oh, by the way, I should mention Frederick Schmidt. This player, his name came up twice in 2 different GTs as I was going through. So he did, I think it was like top 3 in 2 different GTs. I think they were both 4-1s, but I can't remember exactly. But I'm only gonna, he had the same list in both, so I'm just gonna mention it once, but I just wanted to give a shout out to this player because he's doing really well. Hey Frederick, if you're out there, hit me up, man. Join the Discord, let's have a chat. So yeah, great General's Regiment, right? With priority target, nothing in this regiment's ever gonna die. You're gonna keep them safe, especially with Lightfinger. and then Snatcher Boss and Sludge Raker Beast with a reinforced unit of Gut Rippers, and then 2 units of Cruel Boy Monster Killers. So the thing about this list that's a little bit different from the list that I was running is it's only 3 drops instead of 4 drops, and it runs 2 units of Bolt Boys. So the difference between this list and the list that I was running is that I replaced this unit of Bolt Boys with a Kill Boss, but I've since sort of, with a Break a Boss, but I have since removed that Break a Boss to get down into 3 drops, which I think you kind of need to be at right now. My predictions at the beginning of the edition were you either are going to be rare armies are going to be 2 drops, which is going to be fine. What else? I just lost my train of thought. You're either going to be like 3 drops or 5 drops, but being 4 drops is silly. You might as well get that extra hero in if you're going to be 4 drops. Yep, and then at the bottom, Sludge Raker. Yeah, so it's a single unit of Gut Rippers, or a single reinforced unit of Gut Rippers with lots of monster kills. Pretty standard. Kronspine Incarnate, right? Awesome. 1993 drops. Great list. Up next, we have the Bratwurst GT. This was August 10th and was in Australia. Cheers to our friends down under. So up first, we have an Iron Jaws list with a Weird Fist subfaction. This is, of course, the subfaction that gives 6 upwards. Again, if you're wholly within 12 inches of priests or wizards. Zogrock Anvil Smasher with a reinforced unit of Ardboy. It's going to be pretty hard to chew through these Ardboys. So this is a pretty decent general's regiment. Then we have a War Chanter with Trophy Skulls. This artifact gives 10 more control. So this War Chanter is going to walk into the center of the battlefield and stand there. A Mogrunt, a Gouger, and a Hacken Crew. So these 2 are going to be, of course, on our flanks. And then a Weird Knob Shaman with an eye for Defight with 10 Brutes and 6 Ragers. So it's pretty good, right? Like you have, to be honest, I think I personally would have rather these 10 Brutes be in 2 groups of 5. I think that right now the way that you want to play Brutes is just to park them on objectives and just have them be really annoying so your opponent can't take the objective away from you, or as a way of taking objectives reliably from your opponents. So I personally like 2 groups of 5, but Austin Cranfield, if you're out there, hit me up, man. I'd love to hear about your experiences. And then Rages are great, right? And we're taking Primal Energy, because Primal Energy is actually pretty good, right? If you don't have a +1 caster with Iron Jaws do not, then throwing Burning Head at people, throwing Jaws at people is gonna get the job done. So again, another pretty standard, right? I think that Zogrock, War Chanter, and Weird Knob Shaman are your 3 choices pretty much all the time right now. I know, for example, that Aaron just had luck, went 4-1 with a Maw Crusher list. So I'll probably be trying to hit up Aaron in the near future to talk to him about his experiences. But as far as I can tell, like Zogrock, War Chanter, Weird Knob is kind of the go-to right now with Weird Fist, especially if you want to play like an infantry-based Iron Jaws list. But good list, I like it. Up next, we have David Sulava, which we have another Iron Jaws list. We have another Weird Fist. But we're playing Kronspine here. Interesting choice because, again, we don't have a +1 to cast. So the Kronspine is going to be inconsistent for us. I would probably not recommend. I don't think Kronspine is your go-to for Iron Jaws. But again, Aaron just played him and went 4-1. So, I mean, we'll have to talk to him about his experiences with Kronspine. Yeah, obviously all that's fine. So we have a Mega Boss in our General's Regiment that has the Armor of Gork. And I'm going to have to actually look it up because I forget what the Armor of Gork even does. Where are we? The Armor of Gork. Artifacts of Power. 6 up ward. I knew that. Well, so yeah. So this is a Mega Boss on foot with a 6 up ward. I mean, I guess for the Mega Boss to use his ability, he has to be in combat, right? Because if we just scroll down, I guess we have all the... For him to use this lead the Brutes, you declare a fight ability for this unit. So to get this other +1 attacks for Brutes, the Mega Boss has to actually be in the fight. And the Mega Boss is not amazingly tanky. You know, 3-up save is good, but he's only got 8 health. And so throwing a 6-up ward on top of this is a way to try to put him to better use. Right? Reinforce Brutes. So if you were interested in a list where you know, you have 2 times reinforced brutes with a mega boss standing in the middle of them, buffing them both up. This is it. And then we have a weird knob shaman in a regiment all by himself, and then a war chanter with Maw, Grunta, Gouger, and Hacking Crew. So we have our 2 big pigs on the flanks. So this is a little bit different from the other Iron Jaws. Oh, and a Zogrok Anvil Smasher as an auxiliary? Why isn't he just his own regiment? Shouldn't he just be his own regiment? Because you have Mega Boss, Weird Knob, War Chanter. Why is he just on his... He should just be his own regiment. Because by having an auxiliary, you give your opponent a buff. So that's interesting to me. A few things about this list I don't like. I would straight up cut the Mega Boss. And I just don't think that reinforced brutes are the way to go. But this player, you know, was in the top 10, so won most of their games regardless. So this list is a little bit different. 5 heroes, right? Mega Boss, Shaman, or 4 heroes. Yeah, this should just be his own regiment. Not sure what's up with that. Up next, we have the Oldtown Roar, Roarin 24. August 10th. This took place in Lake Forest. I'm assuming CA is California. Yep. Lots of players at this one. Look at that. 128 players. -3 tickets. Rager spam. This looks like, yeah, this is Aaron. Aaron Newbaum. This is the list that he took and did very well with Iron Jaws. Let's have a look. So, Laura the Weird with the Kronspine Incarnate. Again, not so sure about the Kronspine in Iron Jaws, but we'll talk to Aaron and see what he thinks. Kragnos. Rager, Reinforced Ragers, Reinforced Ragers, Reinforced Ragers, Reinforced Ragers. The list is 4 Reinforced Ragers with a Weird Knob Shaman with Eye for Defight and Kragnos. 2 drops. The General's Regiment has 1 reinforced unit of Ragers, so this can be our +1 to hit, +1 to wound Ragers that are kept in reserve, right? They're probably the last ones that go in if there's no good options, but if there are good options, maybe the first to go in. And Weird Knob Shaman with an Eye for Defight. You have to play the Weird Knob, but the thing I don't like about this list, and I know that Aaron was just sort of like, he's like, I'm going to do Kragnos and Ragers. And fair enough, right? So, and then you fit in with whatever you can. But there's no 10 group unit to get the Weird Knob Shaman that extra power level, right? But I mean, I'm sure that Aaron knew that going in, and it's still better to have a Shaman casting 1 spell, right? Because we do live in a, you know, maybe that's the reasoning. It's like, you know, this is a 1 cast list, so you just cast Kronspine because you're gonna fall behind in the manifestation game if you're not getting Kronspine out there. So maybe that was the reason. It's like, I'm not gonna do a bunch of banishments. I'm gonna do 1 Kronspine. That's pretty cool. I like it. Good job, Aaron. Oldtown. So we have Gavin Gringar. So this is a Gloomspike gets Squigalanche list. So we're not seeing the rockets in this one. Although I have a feeling we're going to see. So our spell lowers lower the Calamity Dank. Manifestation lowers Morbid Conjurations. General's Regiment is a Dank hold Trog Boss with Fight Another Day and the Clammy Cowl. So Fight Another Day lets you it's kind of like the Slippery Scumbag. In the combat phase, it lets you like move away. I'll pull it up here. Let's have an actual look at it, so we're sure that we're getting everything correct. Because I'm tired of comments in my videos like, "Hey, Moss, these are all the things you got wrong." It's like, yeah, I know. I should probably slow down and make sure that my stuff is actually on point. I'm reading right now Panda's comment talking about, I said in my Krulboys video that we have no wards, but Gobsberg has a ward and Merknog gives a ward, and it's like I should just not be verbal diarrheaing my way to mistakes like that, right? Right. So we're looking for the Clammy Cowl, -1 to hit. Oh, he's got, so the Clammy Hand, 3 additional dice for rallies. No, sorry, I'm getting all confused. He's doing Fight Another Day. So it's Slippery Scumbag. It's literally Slippery Scumbag. In the combat phase, roll a die. On a 3-up, it can immediately retreat without paying mortal wounds. And the Clammy Cowl is -1 to hit against him. So, Dankhold Trog Boss. So this, what Fight Another Day does is it lets the Dankhold be in combat to use his Shepherd of Destruction ability. and then get out of combat. So you're getting the best of both worlds there. That's pretty cool. Reinforced Rock Guts. I thought this was a Squigalanche list. Reinforced Rock Guts, Reinforced Rock Guts, Reinforced Rock Guts. I mean, we're trolls so far. Squigbosh with Nash a Squig, Gobblepalooza, and then 2 times Reinforced Squig Herd. Right, so I think the idea, the rationale with a list like this is that you don't need the Trog Herd because you have enough healing in trolls already. You don't need more healing. If you're going to run a list like this, I 100% agree with the idea of going with Squigalanche, because that extra damage on the herd is going to be nice, but the extra healing on the Rock Guts, especially when you have 18 of them, and you get to bring them back from the Loon Shrine, is kind of redundant. It's kind of over the top. So I think I was wrong on Squig Herd. I have to actually play them and get them on the table, but I've seen a few of my friends, try to convince me that they're good, and I've seen them in some lists that are winning. So with this Squigalanche +1 attacks, I feel like Herd could actually be pretty decent. And then a Fungoid Cave Shaman. Who doesn't love a Fungoid Cave Shaman? By the way, if you're playing a Fungoid Cave Shaman, use that mushroom right away to cast manifestations. Don't save it. Just get out more manifestations early. Use it to cast the Arachnarok Spider. Yeah, awesome. Interesting list. Herd running up the flanks, right? Colt, Hegart, more Gits. Trog Herd, 3 drops. Kronspine. General's Regiment is Trug with Fellwaters, Reinforced Rock Guts, regular old Rock Guts. Regiment 1 Tankhold Trog Boss with Loon Touched, which makes him Wizard 1. And the Clammy Cowl, which is -1 to hit against him. Same kind of idea, trying to keep him alive because he has to get in combat. And then 3 units of Rock Guts. So this is 4 single units of Rock Guts and 1 reinforced unit of Rock Guts. So we're still back to 18 Rock Guts here. And then a Fungoid Cave Shaman and a Rabble Rouser. I guess the Rabble Rouser gives Trug. Just Trug. And the Dankhold Trog Boss, Run in Charge. Interesting little guy. I'm a fan. And of course he's taken in the as an agitator or whatever it's called, but he's taken as a dropless hero. Maybe the best dropless hero in all of Greenskinz. Yeah, I mean, more Rock Guts, right? Gateway Open. This is August 17th, Illinois in the US. Truggles. Are you guys tired of trolls? I am. Scragrot, Gobblepalooza, Reinforced Rock Guts, Reinforced Rock Guts, Trug, Trogboss, Fellwaters, more Rock Guts. Okay. Sigmar at the Arena. This was August 25th, so fairly recently in Australia. 2 more lists to go. What do we got here? Let's get the trolls list out of the way. Trog Herd, Scragrot, Dankhold, Rabble Rouser, Trogboss, Reinforced Rock Guts, Single Rock Guts, Trug. Cool. Playing those trolls. Okay, this is James Laird. Cruel Boy's Middle Finger. So we're doing something different here. Which one is the middle finger? Okay, so the middle finger is the add 3 to the range of up to 3 Bolt Boys or Kill Bows. So we're going to see a shooting list, I'm guessing here. Swamp Kala with the Swamp Staff is our general. Awesome. Reinforced Gut Rippers. Good. And then Monstakillas. And then 2 reinforced unit of Bolt Boys. Regiment 2 Snatch Boss on Sludge Raker with Egomaniac. A Killbow. Reinforced Gut Rippers and Monstakillas. So what we're seeing in this list is 2 reinforced Gut Rippers. 2 reinforced Bolt Boys, 2 units, 2 units of Monstakillas, yeah, and a Snatcher Boss with Egomaniac. So the Snatcher Boss with Egomaniac is definitely, especially with 2 reinforced unit of Gut Rippers, is going to hold the center very well without going anywhere, choking up the middle, and then our Bolt Boys and our Monstakillas are teleporting around the map, being annoying, getting in the way, and the Killbow is just going to sit in the center and shoot. It is only a 2-drop, which means that these units, if any of these units get killed, you're giving something up to your opponent. Yeah, these lists kind of scare me because you're just giving up so many tactics. And if your opponent, like imagine if you're playing against bull boys that have priority target. It's like you're going to give them +1 to hit, +1 to wound against that unit of gut rippers. Like the gut rippers are going to have a really hard time staying alive. Although I guess not a lot of lists have priority target on a ranged unit, but interesting list, right? Really trying to get down to 2 drops. Good job, James. Anyway, that's it for August. So if you're looking to support the channel, the best way to do so is through Patreon. But until then, like, subscribe, wah.